So I decided to play the roommate lottery when I went to seminary. I don't know if you've ever gone to school and you're going to stay in a dorm or whatever, but you either know somebody and you can match up with, or you play the roommate lottery. And so this was my first year, it was 2010, and I was starting my first semester of seminary at Oklahoma City University. And I didn't know anybody really in the state of Oklahoma. So finding a roommate was not going to happen for me. So I just threw my name in the hat and we'll see what two names pop out. And so I was able to stay in OCU's Honor College dorms. So it was a 2-bedroom dorm room that had a kitchen and a living room. And my mind raced with who might walk in the door that I'd be sharing an apartment with for this semester or year. And I thought and I envisioned all the possibilities. But the person who walked in the door was nothing like I imagined. He was about my height. He was a lot skinnier. He was nice. I learned, we went through the usual things. Where are you from? What's your major? All that kind of stuff. And so I learned that he was there to get a master's in business administration, MBA, and that he had a bachelor's in engineering from his home, Nanning in Guangxi, China. That southern red portion of China is where he was from. And so Nanning is the capital of Guangxi. So his name was Yang Lu. And as we tried to get to know each other and share some stories and the English he knew and the easy English I knew that he would probably had learned as he learned Chinese, English to Chinese, he's like, so what's your major? And where are you from? I was like, well, I'm from Arkansas. I never heard of Arkansas. He's like, well, right now we're in Oklahoma. Arkansas is right here. Oh, okay. And he said, well, what's your major? I said, well, I'm here to go to seminary. They didn't teach that word in China, seminary. And so I had to think, what are the words? So I said, okay, I'm here to get a master's degree in religion. Okay. What religion? It's like, oh, Christianity. He said, well, I don't really know much about Christianity. My parents aren't really religious. Really, my whole city, not a lot of religion at all. I don't know anything about religion. But he said, after a couple weeks, then he pointed out that just down the road, there was a Chinese language Christian worship. And so he decided to go to church to learn more about my religion, my faith, learn more about God. I didn't ask him to do this, and I was just enamored and in awe of, it gives me faith in humanity. If somebody's like, oh, well, I don't know something about that, let me learn about that. It was incredible. And so, right off of Oklahoma City University campus is Chinatown. They are touching. And so it's really easy to find a Chinese language worship there. So we went to this church. He even brought back the Chinese language bulletin to show me what he had did. He's like, it was a great worship. I enjoyed it. It was really neat. And he said, then at the end of worship, the preacher, he stood in the back of the room as everybody was leaving. He was shaking hands like, yeah, we kind of all do that. At least most of us do. And he said, so I took that chance to ask the preacher a question I had. He said, I know science. My degree is in science. I've grown up understanding science. Faith, I don't know much about. How do I reconcile science and faith? And this preacher was so happy to answer. He said, well, you have to choose one or the other. That sliver of a door that was opened when I met him, that gave him the curiosity to maybe learn about this life-changing God, was quickly slammed shut by this pastor. And it broke my heart. And so I tried to explain to Yang that, well, not every church believes that, not every pastor believes that, but if you have no exposure to Christianity at all, you just think, well, they all believe the same thing, right? Like all Buddhists believe the same thing, all Muslims believe, but we don't. It's a little more complicated than that, and I'm not sure how comfortable he was in this nuance. So that's what Nanning looks like. I got carried away and didn't show you all the cool pictures I picked out just to show you. And so the pastor was like, you have to pick one or the other. Science or faith? So how do I reconcile these?